At Royal Mall, the lively chatter mingled with soft background music, creating a bustling atmosphere. Duong Min, CEO of one of the nation's largest corporations, strolled through the aisles with the detached air of someone who seemingly owned everything, yet had lost curiosity about life. He wasn't there to shop or soak in the ambience. His high-security SUV waited outside, ready to whisk him away after yet another mundane meeting with a potential business partner. The rich aroma of coffee lingered in the air as Min passed by the food court. Adjusting his cufflinks, he felt an inexplicable urgency, eager to leave this place. His life was a series of calculated, cold decisions that had built an empire. But as his gaze swept across the crowd, he suddenly froze, his jaw tightening. Across the atrium, a woman with long black hair stood by a store window, her back turned. There was something hauntingly familiar about her, features reminiscent of a memory buried long ago. What truly stopped him were the two little girls standing beside her, twins no older than 10, whose faces bore strikingly familiar features. The girls' faces mirrored his own, deep-set blue eyes, sharp jawlines, and an air of poise. Memories long suppressed surged to the forefront. 10 years ago, a single decision had altered everything. Back then, Min had left Noyet, the most extraordinary woman he'd ever known. And now, her silhouette was unmistakably here, amidst the mall's chaotic throng. At that moment, Noyet turned, and their eyes met. Her expression shifted from indifferent to shocked, then quickly turned guarded. She clutched the girls protectively and headed toward the escalator, leaving Min frozen amidst the crowd. Watching her leave, an uncharacteristic panic rose in him. For the first time in years, Duong Min felt powerless and afraid. Back in the SUV, his mind raced with memories of a cold-hearted decision that had torn their lives apart. "I need to know everything," Min muttered. He called his assistant, tasking them with investigating Noyet's life. By the end of the day, a file was delivered, detailing Noyet's life as a single mother raising her daughters for the past decade. Flipping through the photos, he saw the girls in school uniforms, their radiant smiles framed by Noyet's loving arms. The images struck a chord deep within Min. He realized he had missed out on life's most precious gifts. The next day, Min found himself outside the girls' school. From afar, he saw Noyet walking hand in hand with her daughters, the three of them laughing joyously. The sight rooted him to the spot. Finally, mustering his courage, he approached. "Noyet," he called softly. She turned, her expression shifting to one of wary surprise. "What are you doing here?" "I just want to talk," Min replied earnestly. "Just once for the girl's sake." Noyet hesitated, then glanced at her curious daughters. "Fine, but not here," she said. They settled on a small cafe nearby. Seated across from her, Min noted the guarded look in her eyes. "Say what you need to say," she said coolly. "I want to make things right," Min began, his voice trembling. "I want to do my part, to be a father to our children." Noyet's eyes widened in surprise before narrowing again. "A father? You think it's that simple? You abandoned us when we needed you most. You have no idea how hard it's been for me to fill the void you left behind." Min bowed his head, his voice heavy with regret. "I know I was wrong, Noyet. I can't change the past, but I can try to build a future. I want to be there for the girls, to make up for lost time." Noyet shook her head, her voice steady but her eyes glistening. "That's easy to say, but can you be patient? You might show up now, but what about later? Will you stay when things get tough?" Min looked up, his eyes resolute. "I'm willing to prove it, no matter how long it takes. I don't want to be a fleeting shadow in their lives. I want to be a real part of this family." Noyet studied him silently, weighing his words. Finally, she sighed. "I can't decide now. The girls mean everything to me. If you're truly serious, you'll start small. They won't call you dad right away, and you'll have to accept that." Min nodded, relief and anxiety mingling within him. "I understand. I won't do anything to hurt them." Noyet rose to leave. "This isn't an easy promise, Min, but I'll give you a chance for their sake." Min began integrating himself into the girls' lives through simple meetings. Introduced as an old friend of their mom, He observed, listened, and slowly learned their likes and interests. One afternoon, Min visited a soccer field where the girls were practicing. Sitting on the bleachers, he watched intently. Hoa, the more outgoing twin, quickly noticed his presence. She bounded over, curiosity shining in her eyes. "Uncle, are you here to watch us play?" Min smiled and crouched to meet her eye level. "Yes, I heard your team is very talented." Hoa beamed. "I'm the striker. And Lin, my sister, is the best defender on the team." Min's gaze shifted to Lin, who stood quietly on the field, her sharp eyes scanning the play. He nodded, silently signaling he wouldn't force anything. Winning Lin's trust would take more time. After practice, Min treated the family to ice cream. While Hoa eagerly chattered away, Lin remained reserved but didn't shy away from his presence. Not everything went smoothly. One day, Noyet received a call from the school about Hoa being involved in a scuffle. Min accompanied her to resolve the matter. In the teacher's office, Hoa explained tearfully, "I just wanted to protect Lin. They were teasing her, and I couldn't stand it." Min gently placed a hand on her shoulder. "You did the right thing standing up for your sister, but you also need to handle things calmly. Let's learn together, okay?" Hoa nodded, tears streaming down her face. Noyet glanced at Min, a flicker of gratitude in her eyes. Months later, the family shared a quiet dinner. Hoa animatedly recounted her day. Lin listened attentively, and Noyet and Min exchanged warm glances. At that moment, Min realized family wasn't something money could buy, but something built with effort and love. As he left that night, Min turned to Noyet, his voice soft. "Thank you for giving me this chance. I won't waste it." Noyet smiled faintly, her expression carrying hope. "It's a long road, Min, but I hope you'll prove yourself." A year later, on a sunny afternoon, the family enjoyed a picnic in the park. Hoa darted around, laughing, while Lin quietly read beside Min. Watching them, Noyet felt a warmth she hadn't known in years. "Uncle Min, will you play soccer with me?" Hoa called cheerfully. Min rolled up his sleeves, smiling. "Of course, but don't laugh if I'm slow." As she watched Min and Hoa play, Noyet couldn't help but smile. Perhaps she had made the right decision in giving him a second chance. What do you think of this story? Does Min truly deserve forgiveness and the opportunity to be part of the family? If you were Noyet, what would you decide? Share your thoughts in the comments. And remember, family isn't always perfect, but love and effort make it worth everything.